This is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland. He's having technical issues. I'm having password issues. We don't know what's going on, but we're here right now to discuss Insecure Season 5, Episode 6, Tired. Okay. How you
Okay.
doing, Garland?
The devil trying to stop us. That's what it is. The devil busy. The devil tried to kill me. Yeah, the
They
devil's
never
trying to
want to
stop
see
us.
it successful,
Yeah,
man.
that's what it is.
It's crazy that the episode is called Tired because I am beat, man, after watching them
Yeah.
Ravens win last night, 4 interceptions and still win. I'm happy about the win, but we got to look better, man. We
Yeah,
got to look
yeah. It'd be crazy though. If it's by the time the game over and it's time to go to bed, I still be kind of wired. I'd be like, okay, I'm still up. And it's like 1 o'clock, and I was like, okay,
better.
maybe they'll replay the game. I don't know because I'm right now. So
Hey,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
and I gotta fess up to something. I usually watch Insecure when it comes on, but I had to watch the Ravens.
I
I
yeah,
had
I did
I
not
had to
watch it.
catch it
Yeah,
later. You know what I mean? I had to catch it later.
yeah.
So
It came on at 12:30, and so I watched the 12:30 replay, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll catch up
Oh,
later.
you did better than me. I watched the 5:20 p.m. DVR version
You DVR.
today after I got home from work. Well, I just logged on to HBO Max and was able to watch it there. So,
Right,
and I
right.
actually thought it was a pretty good episode. So, I don't want to hold you up. It's a pretty good episode.
There's a show on HBO Max, Love Life. Have you watched the second season of that?
I haven't. I don't even. I never heard of it. I saw you talking about it on
Yeah,
social
you
media, but
go
I've never
watch
heard
that.
of it.
Good. I
Okay. Okay.
recommended that for our members. Love Life on
Okay.
HBO Max. If you have it, watch the second season. It's about a young black man who is going through a whole marriage, dating. It's a pretty well written, well acted, very good. I think
Okay.
people would
Okay.
enjoy it.
Might have to check it out.
Yeah, check that out. We ready?
I'm ready. Ready
Let's
to
do it.
roll.
Let's do it. All right, tired. Okay. Now, last week we were left with a cliffhanger. While she was at the hospital supporting Molly, Issa sees Lawrence, Condola, and baby Mustafa going for a checkup. Now, does she go down the hall and speak, or does she continue to hide in the shadows? Cast member Natasha Rothwell, she knows Kelly, if you didn't know that. She knows you don't quite know what to expect from Issa. She very well might walk up to Lawrence and Condola to talk. And even though that's a horrible idea. But fortunately for Issa, she doesn't walk up on Lawrence and Condola, but we see several scenarios from her imagination of how these confrontations would take place. First, we see her coming up and speaking and Condola Mustafa. Then she leans back for a jumper. Paya! F yo, baby. Background and whatnot, little gangster. She going down the hall, pumping on. And then she imagines the worst when a vision of Condola thanks her for giving up on Lawrence. You know, the long is even longer. Wow. The mind can play tricks on you. And so this sends her Instagram stalking Lawrence, where we learn that he has, in fact, moved back to LA. And we were talking about this last week. We thought he was going to move back, and in fact, he has. And so suddenly realizing that she might have been wrong to rush into things with Nathan, Issa has the most awkward sex with Nathan. When I was watching this scene, Calvin, I had to turn. I was like, this not even right. It's no chemistry here. It's like, what is you doing? And so she him into saying that he loves her. Now, even if it's just means that he loves how she rides him, Nathan and Issa, and so Issa wants to be in love. And so my first question to you is, should you ever try to make a person say they love you while having sex? I know it's a doozy.
Way to jump out the gate, sir.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well jump from the 10th. You know, we jumping from the 10th floor. We might as well go ahead and go for it. We here. we was late, so we might as well just go ahead and jump right on into. So,
I, I
should you
mean,
ever
I,
try to say they love you while having sex, Calvin? What do you think about that?
I mean, you can love
With
this
Issa.
D, you can love this D, but I don't know, I don't really need you to say you love me, like,
Right.
yeah, I'm not.
All been there in some way, shape, or form in a relationship when you're doing something and a person's a response out of you that you're not necessarily trying to say or
Yeah,
are prepared. And it gets a little tricky. It gets a little murky. And we saw that with Issa. Issa was trying to throw the extra wet on him, trying to get him to say that he loved. And Nathan's like, I love you. I love where you on top of me. No comments about that, Calvin. You gonna quit
I,
on that one?
yeah, so I'm gonna let them have their weird sex because they're just I don't
Yeah,
think they're good together.
yeah.
Although I've changed my mind, I
Okay.
actually think they're perfect for one another. We
Why?
have watched we have watched 5 seasons of Issa talk to herself in the mirror, imagine things. Issa just as crazy as Nathan ass is. Them two ass, they belong together.
She
I'm
just
sorry.
she just not
They
medicated. That's all. That's all. You just ain't been diagnosed. And you ain't got no medication, but you just is crazy. All you need is some pills. You need to get on them Tic Tacs. Yeah, but it was just so. Yeah, that's an awkward thing. You trying to use. I don't want to say you weaponizing sex, but I mean I thought it was a real thing. Because people are get into relationships sometimes and they're trying to force an issue or to get a hey, I put it out there, so I want to hear them. It's like when we were younger, you never wanted to be the first one to say I love you. Like I love you, and you'd be
yeah,
like, yeah, I like you a lot too. You just don't want
yeah.
the
And
wrong response.
it's so weird that, and like you said, weaponizing it may be a little too strong, but
Right,
in that spirit of that, it's like, we're having sex, we're supposed to be enjoying this, and you hit me with these serious questions, like
right,
it's like we having an interview now. Like, what's up? Like,
like yo,
is that is I like the way you ride me. Is that all you like? Well, maybe not, but that's all the fuck I'm thinking about right now. Like, I'm
right,
not thinking about oh, your hair looks nice today. Like, I'm not
right,
thinking about anything else. Like, it's
right,
it's it's so awkward and weird to
yeah,
actually. It's one thing when you're having sex, you should be blurting out shit, but she trying to have full blown conversations, meaningful conversations. Like, that's all you like. You don't like nothing else. Like, we can't. All I need is 5 more minutes. We can't talk about this later. Like,
right. You asking multiple a multi-part essay question. He's like,
exactly.
let
It's
me get
like the
another
speed
blue book.
round and like a speed round in this motherfucker. Like every time I answer a question, it's going ding, ding, eh.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
It reminded me this weekend. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw that I got a tattoo. Or oh, let me get my arm in the camera. Oh, is that the right arm? Yeah, it's the right arm. And so I got a tattoo. And so while I'm in the chair, my daughter's asking me like 20 questions, like, so how's it feel? Are you doing this? And I'm like, I am trying to concentrate but not feeling this pain. And you like 50 Cent up in here. You asking me 21 questions. Like what? Why are you asking me 10 questions in a row? Don't you see I'm trying to blot out this pain? I got the Arthur fist right here. Like I'm about to punch somebody. 20 questions? Yeah, so I feel Nathan on that one. And so let me ask you this. We already know that Issa doesn't know what she wants, but what do you think? Is it Lawrence or Nathan, or is she using Nathan as a replacement for Lawrence?
I I don't know. At first, we talked about this last week, and I didn't think she was using him as a replacement because I thought she genuinely liked him. But it's like now, right after you stalk Lawrence, now you're starting to expect some things from Nathan that, Nathan ain't really in the position to give. Nathan's still figuring out his own stuff. And
Right.
you starting to put some things on him, like you told him you loved him. And the classic, and women do this a lot, but everyone does it. It's not just women, but it's a lot of people that do it, and it's literally the title of the show. When you're feeling a little insecure about something, you'll
Hmm.
say something, and instead of just letting it ride and let it that conversation organically come up, you'll bust up with a, so I told you this not too long ago, and you ain't never say nothing. You just ain't gonna say nothing. And she just hit him with that all of a sudden, and it's like, yeah, I don't. What do you want me to say? Like literally, he
Right.
was like, what is it that you want from me? Like,
Right. Like you all
yeah,
over the place.
exactly, exactly,
He hit her with the you
exactly.
all over the place, and she like, yeah, maybe I am. I'm a little crazy and stuff. But yeah, it's that definitely that whole scenario, particularly her and Nathan, we're starting to really see maybe she's having second thoughts. He's definitely after what happened in the barbershop we went to. And so, interesting. I'm interested to see how this storyline continues to go. One more question based on this particular storyline. And so, she's having, these, and it kind of harkens back to the web series Awkward Black Girl, where she has these imaginations of things that are happening in relationships and stuff. And she has this conversation with Condola, which was very funny. And Condola kicks her into the trash and all that other stuff. Have you ever seen an ex with someone else and you regretted letting them go? You start they really look happy. They really, wow, they look happier than they look when they was with me. They lost about 15 pounds. They look a little bit more slimmer than they were when they was with me.
As an adult, no, but in high school,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
plenty of times, yeah.
sure.
And I don't even want to call him an ex because we probably weren't even really together like that. But yeah, there have been some regrets when I was younger, like. Damn, I should have stayed with Shorty. Like, yeah, I should have stayed with
Were
her.
you singing like Shirley Murdoch? It should have been me at your
Nah.
prom. Congratulations.
No,
As long as I will live, you're
no.
always.
I've 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 never let it consume me, and it was probably
Sure.
just a fleeting thought. I probably saw and was like, "Damn, I should have, stayed with you." You know how you have a
Right,
conversation,
right,
might have
right.
been like, "Hey, what's going on?" and talked, and I think I even had one girl say to me, "Oh yeah, you fucked up." Like,
Yeah, like yo, you fumble like fumble. Anyway, man, let's move on to your girl Molly. Now, Molly, I have to admit, she's really doing a good job on her Molly transformation. Yes, she is still taking on too many responsibilities and not opening up to the people around her, but she does a little bit of this in this episode. And so it's good to see that Molly is at a place with her coworkers where they can make jokes. They didn't always rock with her. And so, what do you think about the new Molly transformation this week? What we saw in the Molly storyline?
so I don't understand. I really don't understand the Molly hate because a lot of people just can't stand Molly. I don't
Yeah, I
understand
don't
the
understand either.
Molly hate. Now she made a couple missteps. You never drink too much. You got to
Right.
do that work life balance thing. We talked about being private about your personal life, which I'm all for. But if you are going to do, like, especially they had a presentation, if you are going to present with someone, you got to let them know that, hey, at any moment I could be distracted. Or you have to make sure you're not distracted. You may have to cut the phone off or just call out. Even Torian looked at her and was like, "You went through all of that while we were working," as if to say, "Sis, like, take the time off." And I think we mentioned this last week. If she were to die or something, they would post that job within a week. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right.
you gotta take care of yourself. So either take the time off, or don't go, or let someone know that he may need to carry the load, even though it looked like he did and he didn't really mind doing it because he could empathize with them. But yeah, don't put yourself in that position. And I knew when they were sitting down talking, I was like, yeah, Torian trying to hit that. And they
Right.
gave that little hug. They gave that little hug. And yeah, Torian
Right.
trying to
Right.
hit
Like
that.
you are right. That's had a tongue fight on the way back. Like you want
But
to
yeah,
spar?
I just don't. I don't get the Molly hate. Molly is rocking the whole Bishop Tupac haircut from Juice. She rocking it. Got the little high
Yeah, looks
top and
beautiful.
little.
Yeah,
She rocking it.
little one
You
right
know.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
forehead showing up, glistening. I mean, I don't
Her
know. Let
fade is
Molly
tighter
hate.
than some people I know. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at
Why
it.
they hate
Shoot,
Molly?
wig wears out there. See, it's something about black women in hair. Um, it's just it's a very tricky subject. I think. I mean, growing up as the son of a beautician, and women and the length that they go through to take care of the hair that they have, and even now, wigs are more universally accepted as opposed to when we were growing up. I mean, if a person wore a wig,
Yeah.
they got ragged. I mean, it was like if you were wearing a wig, it was like you were bald headed, and but now, women with full head of hair, they wear a wig as a style, and so I've learned to grow in my perception of what wig wearing means, and not hold women to a masculine standard of you have to maintain your hair and all this other crap. It's also church too, is religious, and I don't want to get deep into that. Now, let me ask you this: do you think she will give Torian the wet wet?
I mean, Molly's out here free. I think
Yeah, she
they
tossing it.
they starting to they starting to connect on a personal level, and
Right,
she looked like she didn't hate the hug. You know what I mean?
right,
Hey, I think she might
right,
get a man a shot. He's a nerd. He's definitely a nerd. But
right.
Molly's also seems to be in that she's trying to change things up and test everything out, see what's up. So
Mhm.
she
She
might
might
get a
get
little
caught up in
nervous.
her
And,
feelings though.
eh,
Molly though. This
well,
might she might be looking at him like, yeah, we got so many things in common, and she fall back out there, start getting crazy again. And before you know it, she's standing
I mean,
outside.
that's what happened when you lay it down good. So Tori might get the rocket like William from Girlfriends used to rock the girls.
That's an old reference. Have you seen pictures of him on the internet lately?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he been falling on
Yeah.
some hard times.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he's just a
no,
big dude. I don't know if he on hard times. He's just a big dude,
Calvin.
man.
He taking pictures laying down on the bed with no lotion on his on his hands and elbows. He did falling on some hard times. He was moisturized about 10, 15 years ago when he was on girlfriends. The residual checks didn't stop. I don't even think BET Plus is running girlfriends no more. So I don't even know where he getting his rerun money from. So I don't
He's
know
so
what's going on
wrong.
with William. It's okay. The rest of them have moved on. They making checks, but
He's so
doesn't look like
wrong.
William is. William, I haven't seen William on the show since. All right.
So
So some
wrong.
straight observations. Molly mom, she wakes up. All right, that's a great thing. Uh, but could you? I really couldn't believe that she went on that retreat and didn't take more time off. And this is funny when we talked about this and you just mentioned it, this work life balance and all. There's a great saying that you guys came up for the softball team for the Baltimore Grays. People don't know our background. I played softball with Calvin. That's how we got to meet each other. And Calvin, he's one of the, well, I say you're the founder or one of the founders. I don't want to take other
One of,
people's glory.
one of,
One of the
one of.
founders, the Baltimore Grays, which is a great softball team. And you had the Lady Grays. You had a couple of pieces to break off from the organizing of the team. And y'all had a saying that used to be on the jersey. What was it about? I don't want to get it
The,
wrong.
the order of life: God, grace, and then everything else.
than everything else. And so, yeah, having this balance, and Torian even said it to her. You can't get nothing's more important. And so, I was kind of surprised that one mildly surprised that she didn't take off and all. And so, it's good to see that mom is awake, and things are maybe could start to return a little bit normal there. What did you think about that development?
Yeah, I think she's happy mom's awake, but she still has that because mom's not speaking, so she's still not going
Right.
to worry until she's there. She just needs to take some time off. Just take the time off, Molly. Like, jeez, just
Right.
take the time off, girl.
Right. I think it's that, yeah, you think you're going to miss something, but you're not. And so, the world, even if it keeps moving, you can get back on. Now, let me ask you this. Do you care about Nathan's barbershop drama?
I do. I actually
Okay.
do because I found it interesting. Um, yeah, I found it interesting because that's a man thing, You
Mm-hmm.
so everybody was wrong in that situation. The guy that was waiting was wrong
Right.
because you're not supposed to offer up. It's
Yeah.
just like a married person. You're not supposed to offer yourself up.
Right. Right.
You're always supposed to have a backup barber. Now, any guy, I don't have any hair no more, but you're always supposed to have a backup barber,
Mm-hmm.
two if you can, but never at the same shop. You
Right.
could have it at the same shop if you're not that much of a regular. But I used to have a regular barber, and then I would go to a second shop where I had two barbers in that shop that I would go to, if one
Mm-hmm.
was busy. So you
Right.
should always have a backup barber. But he offered himself up. You can't do that. Nathan took the bait. You're not supposed to do it, but Nathan could have gotten out of it by taking the bait, getting paid for it, and giving dude half the money, leaving him half the money in his
Mm-hmm.
drawer. Like, here, man, I know that's your guy. He came to me, and the dude probably would have just been like, "No, that's you, son. Keep it. I'll
Right.
get him next time or whatever." But then dude was wrong because he knew he wasn't there. You know what I mean? And who nowadays doesn't have their barber's phone number? Like, I had
Right.
my hair cut in like three,
Right.
4 years, but I still used to tell, hey, I'm on the way. You gonna be
Right.
there? And if I got
Exactly.
there and he wasn't there, where you at? I mean, who does that? So
Exactly.
everybody was wrong in the situation. But dude stepped out of line. He literally called Nathan bipolar and
Yeah.
crazy. And he's kind of jealous of Nathan because as soon as you say stuff like, yeah, it was all good until he got here, once you start doing that, then you're showing your jealousy. Why is he jealous of Nathan? I don't know, but he's pretty jealous of Nathan, pretty
Yeah, that's
jealous.
crazy. And and you're right. And if we have any white people that are follow us on all things black with Calvin and Garland, we have a rule in the barbershop. Yeah, being your barber is like being married. I mean, it's been said that a black man would cheat on his wife quicker than he would cheat on his barber. And so it's very important that you do not cheat on. Some people will follow their barbers across town, through states, wherever they've gone to get their haircuts and all. And so, yeah, I've been going to the same barber. I used to have dreadlocks, and the guy that I go to now, he cut my locks. And so I've been with him probably about 10 years or whatever. And so, yeah, I don't let nobody else. It's like if he came in and saw me in somebody else's chair, it'd be like I had to start apologizing or something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
You,
brother.
you
I
got,
didn't
you
mean
got,
to. Right. I gotta be like this, like, yo, hurry up and cut me, man. So I can get up out of here.
you
Yeah.
finish and can't even look at him. You're
Right. Be like this. People be like, so do you love him?
you get your barber don't show up and you at another shop or something and see your barber and you get a text message, barber be like, I seen you with your little friend the
Right.
other day.
I seen you. So you happy? Does he make you happy? Yeah, so that's some serious stuff. And also looking at the nature of Nathan in terms of his mental health. Nathan, he still has a lot of work to do. I mean, he really, whenever he feels that pressure, he's ready to run. Do you notice that with that character? Like he's talking to Issa like, yeah, maybe LA ain't the place. Just because he's gotten into this
Yeah.
argument with this guy, I mean, he's doing well. Then with his cousin, the in the week before episode, bringing up the things of the past, him just really feeling like, okay, when he feels these pressures, he's ready to jet.
Yeah, he's a runner, he's a track star. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
he's running, and that I think that's the one thing that really caught Issa, and it's so hypocritical of him. If you remember when she went back to Lawrence and she told him, he was like, "I thought you said he was a flake." Nah, Nathan, you kind of the flake. You the one always running. Things are
right,
getting a little difficult now. I'm sure he'll claim he's running to keep his mental health good, but you got to start facing some of these challenges because some of these things you're running from isn't necessary to run from. Like this dude in the barbershop is giving you some shit, even if it's a toxic environment, which it's not because everyone else in the barbershop was on your side or at least supporting you, like chill. But even if it is, there's no other barbershops in LA. You can't find another barbershop to go work at. Like, you gonna let this dude run you out of town? That's ridiculous. It's
right.
ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And so, overall, what were your impressions of the episode?
I actually liked the episode. It
Hmm.
started off strong. It was pretty interesting throughout. I actually liked the episode. So, my man Lawrence was only in it for a little bit, but I liked the episode. I thought it was a decent episode. Of course, can't wait till next week. The Ravens won't be playing, so I'll get to watch it on
Right,
time next week.
right, right. Most definitely. I thought it was funny. Natasha Rothwell, she's just, that comedic flair, and she's done that with a couple of the episodes that she's directed in the past and all. And so, you know, um, I think the show it has taken a very serious type of energy over last year and leading up through the first couple episodes. And this episode was kind of like takes you back to that first season of just some quirkiness. It's one of the things I recognize about the show, Calvin, that I think we're missing this year. Normally, there's a sub show within the show. If you remember, like there was a soap opera, there was
Yes,
yeah, there's always like a sub show within the show. There's no sub show within the show this year.
it's actually called Finding. What was it? Finding Latoya. Looking for Latoya.
Yeah,
Something
look,
like
that
that.
was last season. Looking for Latoya.
It's funny you said that because it is actually they're coming out with another podcast based
Mhm.
on that.
Oh wow.
I heard the preview the other day. It's coming out with another podcast based on that. So,
Okay.
oh, we did forget to talk about Crenshaw, how she had
Yeah,
to
yeah. I'm sorry.
deal with
Yeah,
that.
let's talk
Yeah,
about Christian.
Ralph Angel can't grow sugar. He messing up. He talking bad about Issa, but it's actually hurting the business. And
Right.
it's that's one of those real delicate situations when it comes to black people because we are big on having our back. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
doesn't matter what the result is. If you didn't have my back when it was going down, I'm not really trying to hit. You know what I mean? Even if it worked out, if I see that you didn't have my back, we feel like that's betrayal. We feel like that there's a character flaw in you where I can never trust you and I don't really want to deal with you. So I don't know how she's going to deal with that because he's actually right. You didn't fight for
Right.
me like I thought you were going to fight for me. Now on the other end, that's a corporate end. She's looking at her bag, her money, and it worked out like it was supposed to for her, but it's that whole street cred thing and she's lost that with him and he's putting her name out there and she like she said, you dragging me and
Right.
it's working. So I don't know how she's gonna work that out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was just Issa. She has to accept her part in it. And that's the thing that I think this character has struggled with, over the seasons. She is quick to see everyone else's part, but she doesn't do any introspective work on herself in terms of her behavior, in terms of the things that she has done. It's like somebody came coming to you and said, "I'm sorry that you're hurt. That's on you." It's like
Exactly.
the apology without an apology, and so
Exactly.
she came, but she was apologizing. She really wasn't apologizing. It was just her motive was, I need you to stop dragging me, not in the sense of, okay, I've done the work. I realized, yeah, I wasn't supporting your vision because I was looking at the bigger picture. And, I think in the future, if you let me redeem myself, then maybe we can change that. But yeah, it's, hey, I finally got something that looks like it's successful for me, and I want to hold on to it as tight as I can because, she's had a lot of failures, and it took her a while to even get to this point of walking in the path that she really had vision for herself. And so,
And
yeah.
I completely understand her position, but
Mhm.
I absolutely love when he said, I said something about you, um, but then you going to DM me and say something to challenge me, like you can't be mad at me because I'm still mad. Like,
Right,
and he's absolutely right. Like,
right,
if I'm mad, I never wavered to act like we cool and then got mad again. I've still been mad, but instead of you coming to me talking about it and apologizing, then you mad at me because I'm still mad. Like,
right.
that makes no sense. Understand why I'm mad. And like you said, do some introspective work. Like, understand why I'm mad and let's deal with it from there. But now we all the way down the road. And now that it's hurting your pockets, now you want to come to me. And
Hmm.
what do they call it now? The chef's kiss?
Right,
I made a sweatshirt about what's going on. That shit said integrity, and she was out. She was like that. Because he
right,
capitalizing on it. He
right,
capitalized on it. So
right.
good for him. He
Yeah,
can't grow no
and
can't grow no
even
sugar
Calvin,
cane.
I think he still can't grow no sugar. It even speaks to something larger in terms of millennials don't know how to communicate with one another. It's just because we're always communicating through social media, we're always communicating through buffers. We don't know how to directly go to a person and say, hey, look, let's work this out. Let's have some dialogue. Said, we're just going back and forth in DMs and on social media instead of, you know, getting together. I didn't mean to get that deep, but,
But no,
it just
you're right.
came to me.
You ever been mad with someone in the same room and instead of talking, y'all just texted?
Right, right. Why you mad? I don't understand. Look, put your phone down. Let's talk,
you, you you want something to eat, and then
Right,
you yeah.
right,
Well, what you want? Person sitting
right.
right there.
Yeah, yeah. And like I'm all for social media. I love it. I mean, we're on it right now, but yeah, it has taken away a aspect of dialoguing and working through issues and all that. When you ain't had it, and you had to basically talk to that person and work it out. We don't have that
Hmm.
anymore. It's like, hey, I'm mad, you mad. Let's let the world see that we're mad at each other.
Hmm.
Yeah, so a great episode again. Looking forward to see what happens next week and all. It look like we got some crazy. The girls are getting together. They're gonna have some sharing time and whatnot. And so yeah, we're gonna see what happens with this. Happened with my boy Lawrence, not my boy Lawrence. He's not my boy. See what happened with El Fuck Boy and Condola and all that other stuff. I had to get it back. I almost slipped and said my boy. I'm sorry. So any closing thoughts?
Yeah, man, I got one. I told you last week I was going to save something for this week. When we talked last week, someone talked about not showing your holiday plates. Let's talk about the holiday plate thing, the
Okay.
Thanksgiving plates that we share on social media. Now, we're all generally going to have the same foods on Thanksgiving. So there's nothing that's going to make your plate stand out more. You can be like, oh, yeah, this is the best macaroni and cheese. And your friends are always going to be like, oh, that looks so good. Yeah, it literally looks the same as most people's macaroni and cheese that can
Pretty
cook. There's
much.
nothing different about it. It's all about presentation. Some people don't like their food touching. I don't mind my food touching, but when you're showing plates, you have to separate the foods. You have to make sure the lighting is right. You have to make sure the colors are right. I need your cranberry sauce to look like cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
I don't need it to look like mush. I need your stuffing to look fluffy like stuffing. Even though I
Yeah.
like the stuffing on the inside that gets mushy, if I'm going to show it to you. And another thing, I know you might go to a family gathering and everything you get may be on a paper plate, which is fine. but don't take a picture of that paper plate. I don't need to see what you think is the greatest Thanksgiving meal ever on the Dixie plate. No,
You
no,
don't
no,
want to
no,
say the
no, no,
Dixie
no, no, no.
plate?
No, man. Like I'm trying to. If you want to show pictures, show the pictures. Separate yourself. Make the food look good. Like
Right.
I mean, just come on, y'all. Like I try not to show food unless the food is special. Like maybe if I go to a restaurant
True.
and they serving some sort of special truffle crab cake steak thing, then
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
show that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody's eating turkey.
Right.
Everybody's eating stuffing and
Right.
cranberry sauce. Now, if you got one of those, what do you call it? The tofurkeys, what it was, the chicken, the turkey, and all. If you got one of
Two-
them, everybody don't have them. Take a picture of that joint. You know what I mean? Or take a picture of the
right.
setup. We like to see that kind of stuff. But please think about your plates before you put them on. Some people will tell you your food look nasty. I don't necessarily think it looks nasty. It just looks ordinary. Like it looks ordinary. And one last thing with your
Mhm.
Thanksgiving plates, you might like gravy on everything, but it doesn't picture well. Put your gravy on your mashed potatoes, and then after you take the picture of it, then you can put the gravy on everything else. It doesn't show well in the picture to have your whole plate smothered in gravy. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
So, what about Chinette? Is Chinette paper plates acceptable?
Listen, listen. If if it ain't some sort of stoneware, it ain't gonna work. If it's a paper plate, it ain't it. If I see
back
them
in
little, if I see them little ridges on the edge of your plate, come on,
no,
come on now.
right? I paper plate, make it look a little classy. But I'm with you. Back in the day, that was the day that we broke out the special china. So you got the
Exactly,
china out, you was polishing up, John,
exactly.
and so yeah, you had the real plate. And so yeah, we don't wash dishes no more. So we got a
Paper
lot of
plates are
paper.
only acceptable pictures on one type of meal, and that's if you're at a cookout and ain't nobody really showing you they burnt hot dogs and hamburgers. If they are, they can be on the paper plate. No big deal. But
Okay.
Thanksgiving, come on now.
Okay. All right. Hey,
And all that's
get your
saying
lighting
is,
together and get your editing
yeah,
together, people in the
yeah,
chat.
and all that's saying is I'm not judging your paper plates. I'm just saying that you don't need to take a picture of it. It just don't look good. It don't. It doesn't film well. It doesn't
I feel you.
photograph well.
I feel
That's
you.
all.
I feel you. Okay. My closing thought is this: if, like I said earlier, if you follow me on Facebook, you saw that I posted some things about Thanksgiving and stuff, and the extended weekend, and I got a tattoo, and I got to hang out with family and all that other stuff. And I was at the doctor's today, just regular old checkup, nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, doing quite well. And the doctor asked me, what did I enjoy about the holiday weekend? And the first thing that popped up in my head was family. I had some great food. I didn't take any pictures of it because I did have a paper plate. And so I was thinking the same thing. But it was just being with people and spending time with people. And so, I'm hoping that people don't miss that. I think a lot of times we get caught up in the other things of gathering together, the food and, all these things. But, don't forget about your family. Don't forget about friends and that time, spending that time together because, our days are not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And so, cherish those moments, take a lot of pictures. One of the things that we did, we was just sitting down, just talking, asking people what they were doing, what some of the things that you've done in the last year, what you're doing next year, what's your plans, and giving each other encouragement of, congratulations on that. And people were starting new jobs, uh, going into new ventures and all those things, stepping out and starting businesses and stuff like that. And so, take that time to encourage people and to, get those old stories that your parents are maybe starting to forget now. And so you can keep that history and taking those pictures and those things because, you can go back and reflect on that. And so, we got another holiday coming up and, use that time wisely.
Good
That's
message. And
thank
speaking of friends and family. Our one comment today has come from an old friend of ours, young ass Kelly. We see you
Oh,
out there,
what's up,
Kelly.
Kelly? How you doing?
Thanks, thanks for being the commenter, and thank everybody
Right,
that's watching now and anybody that's going to watch later. So we thank you all, and
definitely.
definitely join us next week when we talk about episode 7 of Insecure. We only got 4 episodes left after that:
Yeah,
7, 8, 9, and 10, and then it's over. I mean,
yeah.
jeez.
It's going
But
fast.
hey, then we'll move on to something else. But until
Hmm.
then, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. That guy is Garland, and we will see you next week.
All right.
Happy birthday, Katina. Happy 29th birthday. See y'all later.
Peace. Happy birthday.